Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl, Miss Honey. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning this morning. It's been a lovely, lovely weekend, and it will be a lovely, lovely week. Okay, we declare it. Let's talk about come close, coming in close. This is going to be a good one, you guys. I can just feel it in my bones, okay? I can feel it in my bones. Our title for today, once again, is Come Close, and it comes from James 4 and 8. The morning version is from the NL as in Lucy T version. And the evening version of James 4 and 8 comes from the NAS as in Sam, B as in Bob version. Without further ado, come on, y'all, let's talk about it. James 4 and 8 says, "Come close to God, and God will come close to you. Wash your hands, you sinners. Purify your hearts, for your loyalty is divided between God and the world." Ooh, okay. It says, do you ever feel like you can't feel God? Like you've lost sight of Him somehow? Sometimes we aren't sure how to get back to that place where we feel His presence strongly and hear His voice clearly. God will not push Himself on you. He will not share His glory with another. And He will not try to compete with the world for your heart. But beloved, if you draw near to Him, He will wrap you in the sweetness and power of His presence. Welcome Him into your life today above all other loves. I mean, it's very simple. I think it's very clear. It's very, apparent. Oh my gosh. Let's read our prayer and then we're going to talk a little bit more when we get to the end of our evening, okay? Let's read it real quick. It says, our prayer for the morning says, Lord, be close to me today. There have been times I don't know where you are or what you are doing, but I recognize that those are probably times when I am not drawing close to you. Let me feel your presence surround me in all that I do. Now let's go over here to the evening. Let's read our evening version of James 4 and 8. It says, draw near to God and He will draw near to you. Draw. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Ooh, double-minded. It says we go through seasons where we feel distant from God, but the beautiful truth is that He has never gone anywhere. He is in the same place He was the first time we met Him. God is unchanging and unwavering. Thank you, Lord. His heart is always to be with us, and He never turns His back on His children. As you think about your day, where do you see your loyalty? Sometimes it feels like our lives are so full of the world that we hardly have time to think about God, let alone allow Him to be active and speaking. Allow God to renew your heart tonight. And then our evening prayer says, God, I accept your forgiveness. In those times when I have chosen things of this world over you, I thank you that you give me the grace to start afresh tomorrow. And I ask for a sense of your presence in every part of my day. And then our question for ourselves today is, Where has your loyalty been recently? Have you been so consumed with this world that you have forgotten to allow God into your day to day life? Let Him back in tonight. Listen, I remember coming up as a young child. At a certain age, you couldn't leave the front porch, right? And then you got a little bit older, you could go into the yard and you could roam around the yard, around the house, whatever, but then you couldn't leave the yard. You know what I mean? And then you got a little bit older and you could move around the neighborhood, up and down the street, but you couldn't leave the street. You know, in other words, you couldn't be in the corner, right? And and I believe that it's because my big mama, my mama's mama, my grandmama, and my mama and my daddy said they wanted you to be, when you was little, they wanted you to be where they could see you. And as you got older, they wanted you to be where you could hear them call if they called for you. You know, if they looked for you, they could find you real quick. And then when you got a little bit older, they wanted to make sure if they hollered out for you, you could hear them. Right? So you couldn't be in that corner. You couldn't leave that street because if they hollered out your name, you were supposed to be able to hear them. And if you couldn't hear them, then you was too far away. Come on now. Huh? Y'all there? Are you there? Okay. Yeah. Listen, if you've gotten so far away that you can no longer hear them, you've gone hear the Lord. Hear the Lord's voice. If it no longer bothers you that some of the things that you've been doing and saying doesn't bother you, is no problem whatsoever. You've gone too far. Come back. You've bent the corner. You off the street, you off the porch, you out of the yard. Some of y'all don't need to be out there. You know, some of us don't need to be out here. And we can't hear the Lord holler out our name, or holler for us to stop, or holler for us not to do that. Don't go in there. Don't make that left turn. Don't take that phone number. Don't put that in your mouth. Come on, Jesus. Teach the children. Teach us. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah. Listen. That's the best example I can give you. That is the best example I can give you. One of the reasons, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I started the devotional on this channel is because I wanted to be clear whom I serve. And I wanted to be clear whose voice I was listening to and who's trending for me, who's trending in my day-to-day life, okay? I wanted to be real clear about that. I wanted to be real clear about who my source is. I wanted to be real clear about that because a lot of times we do things because we got to get that money, we got to get that paper, we got to get that bag, right? But my source says I don't have to trick out like that. That's what my source says, okay? And it's semantics, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the upper echelon, part, but I want us to go back to a real simplistic thought process. And that is that if you've gone too far to hear the voice of God calling you back, giving you instruction, giving you direction, guiding you, then you've gone too far. You need to go back the way you came, okay, and get on back in that front yard, or get on back on that street, or get on back on that front porch, okay, where you can be safe, where you can be heard, and you can hear. I'm telling you, we're living in a very, very perilous time. It's a very, very, very slippery slope. Okay, where everything looks like gold, everything looks like it's fine, everything is okay. We're not labeling nothing, we're not identifying as nothing. Everything is non this and non that, and It's fine. It's fine, but you got to know for yourself. You got to know for yourself now. You can't be out here following every whim, every blow of the wind. You can't do it because we're living in a time where if you get caught on the wrong side of right, you're gonna end up in a pickle, in quite a mess, in quite a debacle. You know what I'm saying? You could lose your whole brand, you could lose your whole name, you could lose your job, you could lose your life. Keep your ear to the mouth of God. And if you cannot be all nunnish, devout, you know, where you all day, all night fasting, and everybody can't live like a monk. Everybody can't live like a monk, right? Everybody can't live like a nun. Some of us got to go out here. We got to get dressed. We got to go to work. We got to matriculate. Okay? But let me say this. You might not be able to keep your ear right straight up to his lips because you got to go out here in this world and there's other things going on. But baby, when I tell you, you best not be too far from the farm. You best not be too far from the farm where you can't hear him holler out. You can't hear him come to that front door. Okay? You ain't nowhere in the yard, nowhere on the street where you can't see him looking for you, checking for you, making sure you're all right. You know, Big Mama used to say, if you get too quiet, go check on them. If they get too quiet, go check on them. He come check on you, and you down the street, around the corner, and up the boulevard. Oh, yes, his eyes are in every place. Oh, yes. But, don't get too far. Don't get too disconnected. Don't get too far gone that you don't realize that you need him. That you've forgotten what he's created you for. That you've forgotten what he's put inside of you. That you've forgotten whose own you are. Oh my. You've forgotten whose own you are. Okay, come on, St. Petersburg, Florida. You forgot whose own you are. All right. Okay, you guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this devotional. We'll see you same B time, same B station on tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take good care of yourselves, and remember to stay close. Stay in listening distance. Okay. Until next time, honeybees. I'll holla.